So the first thing we're going to learn today is actually marking up a face prior to treatment. So what we're actually going to be doing is breaking the face up into a number of regions, which includes the neck, the chin, the jaw, the cheek, nasolabial area, under eye, side of eye, forehead. So what we do when we're marking up a face, we'll mark a centre portion on the chin, and then what we'll do to commence is actually tracing around the actual jawline itself, bringing it up to under the ear. So we actually do that on both sides, following the jawline itself, bringing it up to the jaw, to the chin, to under ear. From there, we actually then draw down a line either side of the mouth. That is our mandible nerve region, which we want to avoid. What we also then do is, when we're avoiding areas, is actually the larynx point itself. So what we look for is the crease in the chin itself. So there's actually a crease line underneath. So we take from that crease line up to under the ear. We then do that on both sides. We also then rule out the centre section being the larynx itself. That is a no treatment zone of anything greater than 1.5 millimeters below pressure. So we have the neck, which we then come in front of the actual artery itself, across the top of the collarbones, joining at the side. So we have the neck regions, we have the chin region. We now take the side of mouth up to the corner of the ear itself. So from side of mouth to corner of the lobe itself, the internal aspect of the lobe. So from here, internal aspect of the lobe to the corner of the mouth. So we now have neck, chin, jaw. From there, we then take the crease in the nose, just outside the nasolabial fold, on both sides there. So what we're looking for is about a centimetre clearance outside the nasolabial fold itself. We also then ensure we take from that same point around to the orbit bone axis. So coming around from the orbit bone axis under the eye itself. So we now have the cheek added to the regions. So we also have a no treatment zone in the middle of the forehead right here, where there's a lot of nerve endings. Also, we feel for the temple and mark it off as well. So feeling for the soft point of the temple, marking it off as a no treatment zone. So what we now have is all of our facial regions now marked up. So through the chin area here is also 1.5 millimeters only. So 1.5 millimeters, 1.5 millimeters from the top of the side of the nose to the top of the mouth, 1.5 millimeters across that section too. So neck, chin, jaw, cheek, nasolabial area, under eye, and then from the side of the eye itself up behind, in front of the temple, we then have the side of eye and then the forehead region. So what we have now is a complete markup of the entire face, ready for treatment. What you may also wish to do is actually separate the chin into two separate regions if you don't want to treat it as an overall region. So that way you can actually focus